Hello everyone and good evening to you from Tsukuba Circuit. We've seen some great and crazy racing in Split A last night. We hope we are able to see more of the same thing tonight here in Tsukuba Circuit for Split B. Welcome everyone to Formula Hololive Japan Qualifiers Round 3. The Tsukuba Super Race Split B race is about to get underway, but first we're going to get this qualifying started. But before that, we need to show off the race previews first. And so anyways, we're going to be racing here in Tsukuba Circuit, 2.04 kilometers of Tsukuba Circuit that we just all need to deal with. The shortest in the aero racing calendar. 12 corners in total, 123 less as we've seen from last night's race. This time it will be for the Split B entrance. We've seen 44.3s in the race lap times in the last race. Will we see a 44.2s this time around in qualifying, as we're looking at a target lap time of maybe a 44.4 or 5, maybe like that. Anyways, it's the round 3 of the qualifiers. After this, will be 2 rounds to go. We've already seen some hard hitters taking absolute hits in Split A. We'll hope that we might be seeing the same thing in Split B. Now, Tsukuba Circuit is also best known as a time attack track, as we've seen here with Gran Turismo, this time trials, and also Best Motoring's run of multiple sports cars and multiple cars in general in this track. So this track has notoriety amongst the car fans as a great racing venue in Japan for all cars involved, and it's this Formula Hololive Japan season's 9th race. It was originally going to be a day race, but has been rescheduled to a night race due to scheduling conflicts for the hosts. So anyways, let's take a look into the smartest guide for Split B. There's only one change from last round to this round, from Fuji to Tsukuba, and that would be for the number 9 Minato Aqua car. Replacing Alif Hartoyo in the number 9 is Hyuta Asano, also using an Indonesian license. But apart from that, everyone else from the second round in Fuji takes part in this round as well. So anyways, let's take a look into the standings for Split C to see where we're going to be, what we're going to be dealing with. Unfortunately, Rim Olgor, Yu Chaeyeon, and Mama Reza didn't have very good points races in the Split B race in the Capture the Moment Grand Prix at Fuji. Same goes for Danilo Goyena. However, for Irene Nakamura, she surprised everyone by having a 3rd place finish in the Split B race. 3rd overall, meaning that she got 150 points. And also, in addition to the fact that she has basically won it for the JP class. Jay Goodwin also having a solid run in the Okamiyo number 30. He now sits 6th. Sakaji Mikolev 7th in the Sakaramiko car. And Ed Sky is going to try to come hot after his 4th place finish in the Capture the Moment Grand Prix Split B race last month. Cesaro Leo and Jeff Rohan just hang on by a thread in the last fringes of the Suyo Cup spots, with Maverick Duciem, Mama Cashew waiting in the wings representing Omar Polka and Tsunamaki Watame respectively. And then we have Hyuta Asano and Ho Fumi currently sitting in 14th and 15th. As we mentioned here, Hyuta Asano currently replacing Alif Artoyo, who had left the Aero after the 5th fast races. And so he will be the one representing Minato Aqua at this point on. And also we have Ho Fumi now having a very good season for Tokyo Zora. He currently sits in 14th in the Split B standings. And just a bit of correction, sorry, Hyuta Asano currently sits 13th in the Split B standings. Daniel Barger representing Hololive's one of Hololive's most popular members, that is Hoshimaki Suisei. He has had a very lackluster season up to this point, only scoring 18 points in 2 races. Let's see if he can make a comeback in this round to try to challenge himself into the Suyo Cup. So Byung-eun, after having a pointless race in the Split B race last month, he's gonna now only set in 4 points. And Mawashaki Reza is now the only driver here in Formula Hololive Japan qualifiers to have yet to score a point for Momosu Nene, and basically the only team overall who have yet to score a point. So anyways, I want to welcome everyone to the stream. We hope everyone here has been enjoying the nighttime weather here in Tsukuba. I'm Mawashad Reza in the commentary equipment. Alongside me is the number 99 Gaguran driver, Sean Go. So Sean, welcome here to Tsukuba, and we're about to get this qualifying session underway. I would like to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Sheldon, for inviting me to the commentators booth today. And yes, today will be a very exciting race after seeing yesterday's split A race and seeing how short this track is. We will be expecting a lot of fights, not just on the pit stop, but also on the track as well.
Also, we have been given the news that Mawashad Reza is temporarily returning to the Himori Luna car after prospective driver Talha Anwar has failed to get onto the track and has subsequently left the series. So Mawashad Reza will be taking the helm in this number 31 car until a replacement driver can be found. Also, let's go on board with Yuta Asano here, new driver for the Minato Aqua team in car number 9. He's going to be set on making a lap, Sean. So Sean, can you report on his lap?
Alright, sure. He comes around, that's corner 12, turn 12, otherwise known, that close to the start-finish line. Goes flat out on here, emergency braking there. Coming into turn 1, entering turn 2 here, very tight corners. And immediately going to turn 3, turn 4, and the tight hairpin here, otherwise known as turn 5 and turn 6. As we come around, this is turn 9, yep, immediately turn 9, and this is how short the track is, and he just exited turn 10, I believe, going full speed down the corner and immediately entering that turn 12, and that's almost one lap done, and there he goes, crossing the line, third place at the moment, with a 46.22, I think.
Yeah, it looks like Yuta Asano's not having the great time in this car, given that, of course, if you compare it to Hoshizo Rio, which is also a debutant in Formula Hala Japan, is not looking good. Asano is at the very least trying his best to make sure he gets closer and closer to that top spot, and ironically, it's Mawashad Reza currently on the top spot here with a 45.487 for Himomori Luna. You know, despite not really being keen on racing for Himomori Luna anymore full time, Mawashad Reza is still banging on those great runs in this number 31 car. Now you can see here, he already sets a fastest first sector, 17.857. What are your thoughts of him trying to win this race?
Well, I'm sure he definitely really wants to win this race, considering he's third on the standings at the moment. And there's also Yu Chae-won right behind him with 2/10 of a second, right behind of Mawashad Reza. And let's just not forget, this is a time attack lag, so as long as you get the laps right, you position your cars perfectly, you're definitely gonna get a positive lap time. But the gap, I dare say, the gaps are going to be very close by the end of the qualifying session.
And as we said this, actually, we have seen Daniel Goyena get inside the top 3 spots before he got dropped down to 5th place. That was a good run from Goyena in that number 11 Sada Pecora car. And also we have So Byung-eun in the Serrano Flare number 20. He now sets actually a 700th of a second slower than Mawashad Reza there. And also we are seeing improvements left, right, and center here. And we're not even past 4 minutes with that Maverick DCM only setting 4/10 of a second slower of a pole time than Mawashad Reza. But then it's still good enough for 6th place.
Indeed, and as he comes for, I believe that's turn 9 there, that's turn 7 into turn 8 there. And you can see immediately the tracks are already starting to become more packed, so those who have a car directly in front of them are definitely going to back and hope that the cars in front of them are not going to give them too much of the dirty air and probably, end up being in a bad spot, and that's obstructing them from making a good lap.
So we're looking into some of the other drivers who in the timing tower, and we're actually taking a look here at Daniel Barger. Now granted, he's currently stuck in traffic like stuck behind that looks like Isekaiji Mikolev, who is actually slower than Barger by quite the margin. It's a shame to see the Mikame cars only stuck in 15th and 16th, especially for Barger, given that he's representing the diamond in the rough that is Hoshimachi Suisei, and Suisei herself has flat out preferred the bright uniform over the original uniform, which theoretically means that attention is shifted to Formula Hololive 100%, but for Barger, it's not showing at the moment.
Not really much of a comment on that, because I'm not really that paying attention on it, sorry.
And as you can see here, he doesn't really improve on his time here. He's still stuck behind Mikolev. Mikolev also has not been at the races at this point because he's currently... excuse me, as I just wanted to double check on the sharing of the screen. HB, can you, if you can double check that you can see the screen right now, that will be nice, because right now we're seeing still that Mikolev is providing a huge amount of trouble for Daniel Barger, and that's not going to do any favors for the Suisei driver.
That's right, they're very close, very tight. Isekaiji and Mikolev still 2 seconds slower than the pole lap set by Shaka Fredza there.
And as we've mentioned here, Shaki Freza found basically a lot of time here. He was actually inside the top 3 or top 4, if I'm not mistaken, challenging for that top spot. But now we're seeing that one of the Reza brothers is on pole position, and actually it's a Reza front row lockout with the siblings taking over the front 2 spots. Shaki Freza currently sits on pole position with 45.221, and Shaki Reza currently sits second, only only 18 tenths back.
Yes, indeed, and still way up from the lap times, the fastest lap time set by yesterday, which is a 44.3 something. Still 1 second slow, but let's see who will be that guy to break it. Maybe getting a 44.2. Who knows?
All right.
As we go on board Chaewon here, going into turn 1 and turn 2. That car is definitely going to get a hard time as she has 2 cars directly in front of her. Definitely going to affect her lap time a lot.
Or maybe she can decide on pitting or backing off and all that stuff to get herself some clean air. I mean, we're talking about Tsukuba Circuit here. Only 2.0 kilometers in length, and obviously heavy amounts of traffic are to be expected here. We've seen lap traffic as early as around lap 10 or 20 in some races. And in the last night's race, we saw lap traffic already in the first 10 laps. So if you know how to manage your car in traffic, then that might be the decider on how you are able to win this race. And also track position too. And right now, we're looking at Tsukuba Circuit being very tight, and so overtaking can get very, very difficult here. So if you want to get yourself close to the front, or at least if you want to stay at the front, you'll need the track position. And if you want to get your track position ready, you'll need to perform very well in qualifying.
Yes, indeed. And aside of the dirty air, actually just a slight advantage they might get as they go exiting turn 11 there, which is that if you are following another car, you might actually get the slipstream meters, considering there's a long straight and a long fast sweeping corner there. As we see Jeff Rohan here just passed that lap there, still not good, 1.1 second behind from the pole lap here. And let's not forget that's about 6 minutes to go before the end of qualifying, and that's Jeff Rohan about to be overtaken by
So Byung-eun.
Who's that?
It's So Byung-eun, as you can see here, in the Shiranui flare number 20, he was side by side with Rohan, but Rohan manages to clear. Now Jeff Rohan is about to cross that second sector timing beam, and right now he's only about 1.1 seconds behind. So if he can find some time in sector 3 at the very least, he should be able to beat Hyuta Asano, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case. So he's gonna go for yet another lap. in clean air. Let's see where it leads to. And also Jay Goodwin gets up into 9th place with 5 minutes to go in qualifying. Right now, also we want to mention that Rim Olgo, who is currently leading the Split B standings, he's currently down in 10th place, while his championship rivals like Shazan Reza and Yu Cheon are currently in 2nd and 5th respectively.
Yes, indeed. But now considering that Rim Elgor is, well, he qualified in 10th place at the moment. So, well, he might have a chance to continue to fight with Shazan Reza and Chaewon for the leaderboards, maintaining that first place. But who knows, maybe he might get stuck too long or might even have a bad luck, drop some positions and loses that lead to Yu Chaewon, or probably even Shazan Reza if Shazan manages to keep that first place.
Yes.
As we see that hopefully already setting up second place lap time there. There's only 200ths of a second to Shakib Reza.
When also, if you want to take a look, he already sets a 10th of a second faster than Shakib Reza on that first sector. Hofumi is flying on that number 1 Tokinosora car. The OG ride is on fire right now. Now coming into the back straight, coming into turn 12. He's about to cross that second sector timing beam. And unfortunately for him, he's got that very fast first and second sector. That's all for nothing as he now finally comes into the pits.
That was quite a stupid move if I'm really gonna be very harsh on it, because like he really could have went for that lap, just go on and finish that lap and maybe beat Shakib Reza to get pole position. And just now I was actually thinking, well, hopefully hasn't quite been that quite often on the top 5 position, so I was actually quite surprised when he manages to get a second place that time over there. And by such a tight margin to 200ths of a second, who would expect that?
I also wanted to highlight the fact that even if you start in second, you still have a very good shot at taking the race lead by the end of lap 1. As what we've seen with Hoshizono Ryo, the rookie getting the pole position in last night's Split A race, with Ryu actually alongside him in second. You see here, both of them went side by side throughout the first part of the lap on lap 1. But at the end, you also notice that Ryu actually managed to overtake Hoshizono Ryo at that same lap. So if he starts second, then it's not going to be lost on him to actually steal the lead away from Shakib on that first lap. So so don't count him out just yet.
That's right, because don't forget, either at most of the tracks, I'm not sure since I don't really have much experience on the Tsukuba Circuit, but like sometimes on the inside or sometimes on the outside, you might be more faster than the guy on the inside.
Yes,
and
because
as we see, Chaewon is trying to set a new lap time. Chaewon's currently at 5th place.
So, and also, just wanted to highlight the fact you can see here turns 11 and I believe turn 5. Those are heavily cambered corners, so you are able to carry a lot of speed on the inside and around the outside. So side-by-side action, despite the circuit being very tight, is actually quite encouraging. Oh, what is that between Jay Goodwin and Yu Cheon there? Jay Goodwin, I believe, understeered and coming into the pit entry, went to the front of Cheon, and that almost ended in disaster with 1 minute to go.
I definitely hope he gets a penalty for that. Sadly, we don't really have a penalty system for that, but really that is very dangerous driving. Not sure if Jay Goodwin there was trying to be purposefully putting that lead there.
Oh yeah, one more thing about Daniel Barger here. He has managed to get himself out for a second run in qualifying. However, he is stuck behind Kizuhara Leo, who is down in 15th place. So a slower car in front of Barger. So it's not very much ideal for Daniel Barger. So as it stands, Barger will probably stay where he is in 12th place, which is an absolute shame given the status of the Suisse car.
Let's also not forget that's about 20 seconds to go. Let's see if on track, manages to get a good lap out there. As you see Daniel Barber here, walking the medal. Oh, yep, he decided to get into the pits, sadly.
Yes, and Daniel Barber coming into the pits. Apologies for the background audio once again. Not really something I can really avoid. But yeah, qualifying is concluded here in Tsukuba, and it's going to be Muhammad Shakib Reza on provisional pole right now with a 45.221. Shakib has got to be very, very happy about this. Being the younger sibling of the Reza brothers in this racing series, he's got to be very proud of this result. Well, at the very least, having the bragging rights against his older brother.
Finally being able to beat his older brother. He's definitely gonna be very happy right now. And that's hopefully you're sawing there just now, even though second place with 200 of a second there.
And that should be it for qualifying, and we have a bit of a confirmation on who is currently out on top. And that will actually go to Muhammad Shakib Reza, and I believe that is his first pole position since the Tokachi Super Prix last year. You know, if you look at the records list, last night Shakib Reza actually scored a pole position. Was actually in the it's not the Tokachi Super Prix, it's actually the Malaysia Grand Prix Split B race from last season in 2023. So Shakib Reza has got to get some credit for getting his second pole position in his Formula Hololive career. And so with that being said, let's take a look into the starting lineup here for the Tsukuba Super Prix Split B race. And this time we have Muhammad Shakib Reza, as we mentioned, scoring his first pole in nearly over a year for this young driver sibling to Shazan Reza. And then we have Hofu Mi alongside Shakib Reza, the 2023 postseason champion representing Tokinosoda, starts second. And then we have Muhammad Shakib Reza behind his younger brother. He'll start third in basically his return ride for Himamori Luna in the car number 31 in third place, alongside So Byung-eun, who wants to try to turn his season around for Shiranui Flair in fourth place. Yu Cheon starts fifth for Takane Lui. She will try to bolster her championship chances. Luciem starting sixth for Omar Polka. He wants to try to get himself back into the CEO Cup positions. Daniel Goyena wants to seal his spot into the CEO Cup positions. And so he will try to get himself further up the field in order to secure his spot. Yuta Sano in his Formula Hololive debut will start 8th for Minato Aqua alongside Ed Sky, 9th for Kazama Iroha. And then Zach Goodwin 10th place for Okami Mio, Jeff Rohan 11th for Takayama Toa, and Daniel Barger starting 12th for Shimachi Suisei. Rim Ogor starts 13th for Ozora Subaru alongside Ari Nakamura, the JP class winner from round 2, 14th for Akai Hato. Kizora Leo starts 15th for Murasaki Shion. Isakaji Mikala starts 16th for Sakura Amigo, and 17th place goes to Sonomaki Watame's Mohamed Cashew. And so, HB, before we get this race properly underway, I want to hear your thoughts before we start this race.
Well, definitely Shazri Reza and Yu Cheon definitely going to be the fan favorites in my opinion. And also let's not forget the legend-ish Hofu Mi driving the Tokyo Sora car. First, he's finally being able to be on the front row. So yeah, and as for Cheon and Shazri Reza, well, if they manages to get into the top 3 or what, they might actually push Rim Elgor off from the current leaderboards.
Well, if you wanted to take a look into the top 3 right now, we're seeing a few greats in Formula Hololive take shape. They have 6 Formula Hololive wins on that top 3 positions. They have one postseason championship, 1 overall championship, and right now it's gonna be going down between these 3 drivers, hopefully, to see who will be the winner in the Tsukuba Super Prix Split B race. And with that being said, Shakib Reza now currently in that front row row, actually on pole position alongside Hofumi in second. Shaki Reza is going to try to have a good launch here in the Tsukuba Super Pre Split B race, and this time we're going to get underway here in Tsukuba, and it's a very good launch there from Shaki Reza, and you can see Shaki Reza actually having a better launch slightly than Hofumi, and already the postseason champion has to defend from the overall champion, but not before Hofumi tries to put one against Shaki Reza, as we mentioned here at the end of this qualifying. But Shaki Reza manages to defend against Hofumi. It will be again Hofumi versus Shaki Reza, but this time he has fizzled out. So Shaki Reza leads Hofumi. Shaki Reza is in third, Huibyong in fourth, Cheon fifth, Duciem sixth, Goyena seventh, Asano eighth, Daniel Barger having a very amazing start. From 12th place, he's now up to 9th again, almost against Ed Sky. As this guy manages to defend 9th place, Daniel Barger tries to stake his claim into 9th place.
Side-by-side action immediately as they come into the second lap there. That's a lot of cars still going side by side there. You can see Ed Sky and Barger still trying to fight that position there. A lot of fighting, and that's Nakamura overtaking Elbow there. And that's Barger immediately overtaking Ed Sky again for 9th place. A lot of fighting, and Barger is behind Sano there.
Anyways, again, apologies for the background audio there, as there was some slight commotion in the surrounding areas. But yeah, you can see here Daniel Barger currently in 9th place. Have you seen him? You can see here throughout that end of that first lap and into the first half of the second lap, Barger actually managing to beat Ed Sky. But you can see Hofumi actually already having the fastest lap of the race so far, as you've seen on the screen. Now tries to find his way past Shaki Reza.
And Shazran Reza there has been dropping quite a big gap to Hofumi already. So Shazran Reza might have made some mistakes, but luckily quite minor in my opinion. And as they start bunching up immediately at turn 11 there, that's gonna be a slipstream train right there.
So anyways, let's take a look into the race field monitor, and unlike and this time it will be Maverick Guciem who will try to go for a mid-race pit stop, and everyone will try to make an early pit stop. So Maverick Guciem with 55 liters of fuel on his car right now, everyone else has about less than 10. So basically there's going to be some kind of chaos going on in the next few laps, as drivers might go into the pits on around lap 7 or 8.
Lap 7 or 8, that's going to be like 43 laps to go, as we see Shaki Reza here coming into that turn 11, exiting turn 11 actually. Then there goes this long straight, getting into turn 12. That's definitely full pedal to metal there. As they come around from turn 12 there, passing the line, Shaki Reza manages the fastest lap. Actually, Byung-Gyun makes the fastest lap time there with a 45.575.
575 for So Byung-eun. He finally gets to show his potential in that Shiranui Flare number 20, as Flare of course has also committed herself to the bright uniform. That's why that's why it's no surprise to see Byung-eun absolutely ripping it in the Formula Hololive scene. Other drivers currently ripping in the Formula Hololive scene, of course, is the OG driver representing the OG Hololive member, Hofumi, representing Tokyo Sora, of course. He's currently trying to find a way past Shaki, but that doesn't really matter though, because they're all going to be coming into the pit stops in the next few laps, with the exception of Maverick UCM, who are currently hanging around in 6.
Shaki Reza just improved by a few tenths there, 45.446 there. And like we just mentioned it very early, this track is basically a time attack track. So you're either, oh wait, that's someone already entered the pits. That's Asano who entered the pits, refueling and changing tires possibly.
And don't worry, it's going to be a short splash, as we've seen here in the previous Tsukuba Super Pre races. So Hyuta Asano will come out currently in last place, but he'll have a lot of clean air. Maybe this is the undercut strategy they're talking about in this regard.
With clean air though, but I'm gonna doubt that he's gonna get any speed, and that's Shaki Reza, the pole sitter, immediately come into pits at lap 7. So definitely a lot of cars gonna be pitting now, with except for DCM that which
Also, we have Irene Nakamura coming into the pit, so it's not an isolated case. Shakareza is already back onto the track. He should have some extra clean air. The next driver in front is actually Kizuhara Leo, down in 14th place. So Shakareza is gonna try to, at the very least, use some clean air to edge ahead of Fumi and Sheldon Reza, especially his older brother. As you can see here, Fumi now comes to the pit. Sheldon Reza now has some clean air. He still has to defend off So Byung-eun there. So Byung-eun tries to go down the inside of Sheldon Reza for the race lead.
He dive on the inside as we go into turn 2, but coming into the so-called chicane-ish corner, turn 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 8 there. And that's Byung-eun going the wide outside line there and overtaking Sheldon Reza there as you come in under the Donglong Bridge there, but Sheldon Reza gets up to speed again, going the outside this time.
And it's going to be Sheldon Reza almost edging ahead. And now coming into the back straight here, both of them going side by side between each other. Byung-eun just actually had a better exit off of that penultimate corner. But Sheldon Reza is going to try to find some grip on that final corner to see if he can find some space. But unfortunately, Byung-eun manages to push Sheldon Reza off. It's going to be So Byung-eun leading the Tsukuba Super Pre-Split B race.
Byung-eun there putting up a very good fight there. Even though it was quite a short-ish fight, I'd say. And SBC Goyena, good win. At Sky, a lot of people also pitting in now. Won't be a surprise if Byung-eun and Reza pits now.
Remember, Maverick DCM has a heavier fuel load than everyone else. So don't be surprised if DCM actually pits later than everyone else. And as you can see here on the race field monitor, everyone's going to be pitting very, very quickly up until around lap 20 to lap 30, where they'll be pitting themselves right until the end. And right now we have Sheldon Reza and Cheon coming into the pits alongside Daniel Barger.
Byung-eun decides to stay out. DCM already overtaking a lot of cars because he has more fuel than the other cars. But I think Byung-eun is definitely going to come into the pit soon.
And Sheldon Reza actually taking quite a long time in that pit stops there. That's not going to do well for the 2023 champion. As you can see here, it's not even a good amount of fuel there for Sheldon Reza. So there's a slow pit stop from him, and that's going to cost him a position against Sheldon Reza, Hofumi, Yu Cheon.
That is not very good for him indeed. Especially if he actually miscalculated the fuel needed, that's gonna be a big problem for him. And as we see, Byung-eun finally comes into the pits. DCM takes the lead for now. Let's see how long does it take for Sheldon Reza to fight back for the lead.
And it looks like Sheldon Reza managing to get ahead there. But remember, all drivers except Ducia will have to pit again and again and again up until around lap 30, until they are able to get themselves a full load of fuel for them to get until the end. And as we've seen last race, only one driver manages to basically get themselves where they are at the moment. And at this point, and that one driver ended up winning the race by over 2 laps. You all might see some other battles here as Kashio and Asano basically trade blows between each other, but that's mostly because Asano I believe, pitted for a second time. Looking back at Maverick DCM right now, he has a 15-second gap over Muhammad Shakib Reza, but Shakib Reza already setting a 45.2. So Shakib Reza, while he has to pit again, at the very least he is catching Maverick DCM.
With 15 seconds of a gap there, I'm sure Shakib Reza is going to catch up. But I'm just pulling my endurance racing experience. DCM's strategy might actually work because the thing, of course, this is not a completely an endurance race, but the idea is that you want to stay out the track as long as you can. And as we see Shakib Reza already coming back into the pits, what is going on there?
As we've seen in the Split A race. As in the Split A race, we're seeing lots of pit stop activities, maybe drivers going for short bursts there for the first 30 laps there. They'll be only going on for 10 lap stints at most, and then they'll be coming back into the pits until they can get their cars fully loaded with fuel. Not sure why their strategies are like that, but we're just gonna have to deal with it as usual. Anyways, now this means Shakir Freza now goes down into the pits. He now has to deal with the likes of Jeff Rohan, or rather, yes, Jeff Rohan on the inside of Shakir Freza here. Not what Shakir Freza would have wanted here. Shakir Freza is going to get shuffled off, and it's going to be Shakir Freza taking the position away, but it looks like Jeff Rohan is going to fight back, exiting the Delnop Bridge, and now coming into turn 11, Jeff Rohan manages to pass Shakir Freza.
Shakir Freza is definitely going to be cursing a lot there, since he might actually expect it to be exiting the pits with clean air, but it actually ended up him in the dirty air, so that's gonna be bad for him.
And right now we have Fofumi also catching up to So Byung-eun, actually catching up to the lap car of Irie Nakamura, now in 17th place. Irie Nakamura, who had been cooking in the split B race, is now down in 17th and last place. But at the very least, she's at the very least trying to block the advancements of Hofumi, and that looks like Yu Chaeyeon, or rather Fumi comes into the pits, and Byung-eun still stuck behind Nakamura.
And that will be Byung-eun having a 19-second gap if he lost. Yeah, that's 19 seconds of gap. Finally clearing up Nakamura there. But now it's Chaeyeon's turn to try to clear up Nakamura. As we see they exiting turn 6, I believe.
Well,
that's a pitch there.
Anyways,
yeah, definitely.
Meanwhile, we just want to give an update on the pit lane here. Rim Olgor, Jeff Rohan, and Hofumi have made their second pit stop, if we want to call them that. Whatever the case is, there the grids are still being shuffled time and time again. And as you can see here, Byung-eun actually now managing to get close to Dusiem, who's now stuck behind a multitude of lap cars. Fumi, Rohan, and Olgor have been lapped by Maverick Dusiem, but Dusiem is currently stuck in lap traffic. But So Byung-eun, with the fresher tires and a low load of fuel, is going to try to set qualifying lap after qualifying lap against Dusiem in order to try to close down the gap.
16 seconds of gap at the moment, and as you can see the leaderboards, he's definitely closing in as hard as he could. But Chaeyeon, there is also the gap between Byung-eun and Chaeyeon is definitely getting bigger and bigger.
And here Asano.
Oh yeah, that's here. Asano coming into the pits, and that's her alone, I think. I mean, him alone.
Anyways, we are looking into some of the other drivers currently in potential battles here. Nakamura is holding up So Byung-eun, and that allows for Shazan Reza to at the very least catch up to the fighting pack here. And you can see here Byung-eun tries to find some space against Nakamura, but in doing so, he's going to expose some space against Shazan Reza. Meanwhile, at the back, we have Ed Sky trying to fend off that looks like I believe that is not Daniel Barger. Daniel Barger's not back up to 6. Actually, that's the Leonard lap car here, or is that Yu Chaeyeon, Shazan Reza, Ed Sky, and all that stuff. Apologies if we mixed up the coloring a bit, but yeah. Anyway, Shazan Reza now trying to chase Yu Chaeyeon. He's got a good slipstream. He's going to think of a dive bomb down the inside of Yu Chaeyeon. Shazan Reza is going to make his move clear. He's going to make his objectives clear. He's going to make his statement clear. Shazan Reza now dives down the inside of Yu Chaeyeon at the same time as Yuta Asano goes side by side with Daniel Barger, although both of them are not in the same lap. Shazan Reza still trying to get into a position where he should be in third place against that looks like Chaeyeon, but Chaeyeon might have to go around the inside. Shazan Reza tries hanging around the outside. Nakamura, though, is going to try to play to Shazan Reza's advantages and try to limit the passing opportunities for Chaeyeon.
That is a very weird move by that car with Nakamura there, trying to fight off with the leaders. Luckily for him, there's no blue flag.
There was a bit of a miscommunication behind Nakamura and Shazan Reza there. Shazan Reza wanted to go to the pits, but Nakamura doesn't want to go to the pits just yet. There was contact between the two, but fortunately both of them are still able to continue as normal.
That was so close. I'm not that close, so close for DNF there. What actually happened there? I still didn't really see what happened there.
It looked to me that Reza tried to get into the pits while Nakamura wanted to stay out. So there was a bit of a miscommunication. Shadreza made contact with the side of Nakamura, who wanted to stay out. Shadreza, of course, wanting to go in. Obviously got himself into a contact between her and Shazrin, and that's why there was contact.
Very unfortunate for Shadreza there, as we can see Byung-won still trying to close the gap to DCM, but I think the gap's not actually getting closer. I think the gap's slowly getting bigger with that 13.6 seconds of a gap. And then Shadreza again getting into the pits,
and then
a lot of pits.
Yes, Shadreza now comes into the pits there. Another short burst of a pit stop with just a slight change of tires and fuel, and now that will mean Shadreza now gets himself back onto the racetrack here. Now in 10th place, just ahead of Danilo Goyena, but behind Maverick DuCM, and also you have So Byung-eun coming into the pit lane right now. There's going to be another shuffle here up until around lap 30, until that's the point where the other 16 drivers will try to fill it in their tanks right until the finish.
And that is that's Cheon overtaking Leo there as Kizuharu Leo gets into the pits. I don't think Byung-won didn't came out of the pits.
Actually, just wanted to check back here. So Byung-eun is actually going to fill his fill his car right until the end. This will be his final pit stop for So Byung-eun, and it looked to be the case for Kizuharu Leo. Not exactly for Kizuharu Leo. He'll have a quick pit stop. Maybe for Jeff Rohan, he'll also have a quick pit stop. Yes, confirmation for Jeff Rohan. This will be his final pit stop.
Yeah, well, for those who are going to make this the final pit stop, I think this is definitely the best time, as they have another 100 laps to cover off. So might as well just hit this one last time and just hope that the rest of the other people are still going to continue to hit. And that's Rim Elbow coming out with 13th place, and I think that's Cheon already lapping him.
And right now we're looking into the current state of affairs. DuCM only setting a 46.725. Meanwhile, looking into the drivers who are already fueled until the end, Jeff Rohan and Hyuta Asano, Hofumi as well actually. He's also pitting right now, and he's going to be filling his tank of fuel right until the end. So this is going to be interesting to see where Fumi ends up and how far the gap is between him and DuCM. See if there's anything going on.
The gap's definitely going to be very big. I might even say that DuCM might be able to lap Hofumi for 2 laps or so. And and you can see Cheon, aka the car, on 2nd place at the moment. 34 seconds of a gap to DuCM. So that's like almost 1 lap behind to make DuCM there.
And looking at Cheon right now, Cheon is at the very least trying to catch herself up into DuCM right now. You can see her tires fresher than DuCM by quite a margin, and also you can see here it was 34 seconds, now dropped down to 32 seconds. So at the very least, Cheon is making use of the clean air and to her possible advantage as well. And speaking of which, fastest lap for the Korean driver, 44.822.
44.822, still 0.5 of a second slower, but that is definitely the fastest lap time we've seen in the split B. And as we can see, DuCM is definitely setting slower and slower times. Same goes for the other cars who are now in the so-called slipstream train there. You're seeing some cars doing 46, 47. So I think I saw someone setting 49 as well. So that's very bad for those stuck in traffic there.
And right now we are looking at DuCM having very worn front right tires here. For Yu Cheon, we have a fastest lap of a 44.755. And so right now Cheon is at the very least now closing in onto DuCM by the rear knob, but it's going to be slowed down because the driver in front of Yu Cheon is actually the lap car of Hofumi, who is already set on his pit stop strategies. So Yu Chaeyeon's in a completely different strategy right now. She is going to be trying to find a way past Hofumi ASAP.
Yes, indeed, and I'm just gonna hope that Hofumi is not thinking, oh yeah, Chaeyeon's one place behind me, rather than no, Hofumi, you're one lap behind Chaeyeon at the moment. And as you see there, they go side by side on the front stretch there. Chaeyeon goes for the outside.
It's gonna be some.
Yep, definitely. She definitely overtakes her. Overtakes him. Sorry.
Yes, we also want to get a confirmation. Sky, Shakib Reza, Daniel Goyena, Ari Nakamura, Jake Goodwin, and Mohamed Kashu make their moves in the pit lane as we speak. And just a bit of confirmation, they will also fill their tanks up to the brim for these drivers. So more pit stops are going to be completed at the moment. And meanwhile, Chaeyeon is actually still doing wonders here, trying to catch up to DCM, even though Chaeyeon herself has to pit in this next lap.
Yes, indeed. And as we can see, Chaeyeon there getting into turn 2 and into the tight corners of 3, from turn 3 onwards to turn 8 there. The Takanai Louis driver, Yu Chaeyeon there, trying to set up her lap times as good as perfect as possible as she possibly can, and the gap has already come to 29 seconds as we see more actually not more drivers, those drivers are still refueling him.
And right now we might be seeing a bit more battles here. The Mikami cars who were down in I believe 4th or down in the bottom positions is now currently inside the top 5, but remember they will have to pit again for these drivers. And just as we say that, Shazrin Reza, Mikalev, and Barger make their moves into the pit lane, as does Yu Chaeyeon. The only drivers who will have yet to make a pit stop looks to be Kizuhara Leo and Rim Olgor, who will be pitting for Rim Olgor. He will be pitting this lap, but for Kizuhara Leo, he might hang on for about 4 more laps.
And for DCM, he might actually even hold up to like another 20 laps or so.
And Kizuhara Leo making a move down the inside of Irie Nakamura, both of them in completely different strategies right now. Kizuhara Leo is going to try and make sure he's got as much clean as possible to gain as much positions as possible, given that he has started from the back.
And Kizuhara Leo is definitely going to make positions all the way to 2nd place to meet Isakaji Mikalev, then Ubalver, Shazrin Reza, and Yu Chaeyeon into the pits. Yeah. And I just realized that a lot of the cars out of the top 10 are already at least 2 or 1 lap behind the leader.
Yes, everyone is confirmed to have been a lap down to the leader right now. Maverick DCM has done very, very well there. So Byung-eun, though, is at the very least trying with him already making his pit stop, as we have confirmed here. He's actually still catching up to Kizuhara Leo by quite the nod here. And as you can see here, it was at around 22 seconds, now dropped down to 21 seconds. But you can see here, Kizuhara Leo only set a 46.4, but Cho Byung-eun obviously has to deal with a fuller tank of fuel for him, so that might not be the most ideal situation, if you want to say that. But we're just gonna press on with what we know at the moment. As Rim Olgo finally comes into pits, Kizuhara Leo is current Maverick DCM currently yet to make their final pit stops.
And as we see, Kizuhara Leo tries to overtake, I believe that's who is that actually? Oh, that is Isakaji Mikalev. Wow, that's 2nd place fighting with the car on 8th place. So I might be actually wrong. There might be more and more people, multiple 1 to 2 laps behind.
And right now, Kizuhara Leo diving down the inside of Isakaji Mikalev for position. Kizuhara Leo is still added between himself and Mikalev, and now coming to turn 5. I believe that's turn 5. Kizuhara Leo managing to stay ahead of Isakaijin, and that will mean Leo will have a bit of a fresh air. He will still need to pit though. Looking at Kizuhara Leo, this will be the lap head that he will be pitting. So that will mean Maverick DCM will just continue his reign up on top. And right now, while he does have some worn out tires right now, he at the very least is playing the track position game, just like Vlasa Damashnev did in the Split A race.
Yes, indeed. And like I said, pulling out an endurance race reference here, DCM strategy is definitely optimal at the moment, considering he's now on first place and has left the car on second place, as we say that Kizaharu Leo has come into the pits. So yeah, now what DCM needs to do now is just try to take care of the tires, or making sure that the gaps are still quite big.
And right now, looking at the Maverick DCM right now, he will be pitting in the next 25 laps. And what you can see here, the gaps between DCM and Byung-eun are pretty damning to see. 2 laps between the first place and second place.
That is a very, very big gap. Not even Max Verstappen is able to pull up that much of the gap.
But remember, we're talking about Tsukuba Circuit here, only 2 kilometers in length for this very small circuit, compared to, let's say, Azerbaijan and Baku, where the track length is literally 3 times of that. So let's not compare too much. But yeah, anyways.
Dropping a lot of position with that pit stop. I think Kizaharu Leo is gonna pull out build it up all the way to the end. What about you? What do you think?
Just wanted to check on Kizaharu Leo right now. He's only down in 13th place. Speaking of which, let's take a look into progress starts to see which of these drivers, barring Maverick DCM, have made the biggest gains and the biggest losses. Looking at the Hyuta Asano, who started actually in 8th place, he's now down in 15th place, losing 7 positions after the strategies. Shaki Reza started on pole. He was on the lead. Now he's dropped down to 9th place, 2 laps down behind Maverick DCM. But looking at the biggest gainers though, Daniel Bogger though, he started in 12th place and really wanting a good result for Shimaki Suisei. Now he's currently in 6th place, gaining 6 positions in the process.
Not forgetting Isakaji Miko Webb there, 9 positions gained all the way from 16th place there. Very good, very big improvements there. But let's just be honest, with that much of pit stop, you're definitely going to be able to gain all these positions very fast.
Miwasha Reza is going to be aiming for a battle against his fellow Malaysian compatriot Ed Sky. Ed Sky, of course, fresh off of that 4th place finish in that Capture the Moment Grand Prix Split B race. And so both of them have races to fight for between these 2 very talented drivers. Obviously, Ed Sky, part of the fans of Kazama Iroha, and Mamashadren Reza, currently not exactly a proper Lunite yet, but Shadren Reza is, of course, on his way to get himself into a good position for the Lunites. Meanwhile, Maverick DCM, though, he's going to be aiming for his first Formula Hololive win and the first ARO win in general for him after entering the series last year.
That's right, as you can see, his tires are quite worn off, especially if you see the right front tire there. A big patch of that tire has already been worn off very badly.
Yes, and as you
continue to wrap off other cars.
I just wanted to take a look at the Maverick DCM. He won't be pitting until at the very most lap 58 and at the latest lap 58. So he's gonna try to nurse these tires for as long as he can and hope that he doesn't lose a lot of time in the pit stops here. And here's where So Byung-eun is right now. So he's only just over 2 laps behind Maverick DCM. So right now, So Byung-eun still thinks that he might still be able to grab a good result for the Elfriends, given that even if he doesn't get to win this race, he still gets to have 175 points, which will definitely help his championship aspirations. Speaking of which, Rim Olgord now down in 16th in a position where he's not going to be scoring points. Cheon and Shadreza now in 3rd and 5th. This will have some serious championship implications.
That's right, with Cheon and Shadreza far in front of Rim Olgord, the leaderboards might have a big change.
Yes, especially for Rim Olgord, he's going to drop down the Suyo Cup order. He's going to drop down into, let's say, outside the top 5. and will be at serious risk of getting dropped into the Zako, because looking at Maverick DCM, he was in the Zako, he's currently in the Zako spot, and if he wins, he will thrust himself into the Suyo Cup spots. Also So Byung-eun as well, and also Daniel Parker and Sekai Jimeko having pretty decent races for themselves. This might spell trouble for Olgor if he doesn't pick up the pace.
Actually, I just have a quick math here. DCM actually has 1 minute and 20 seconds is of a gap to Byung-won. So like, as long as DCM makes 1 minute-ish pit stop, he might actually come up in front of Byung-won.
Yes, but let's just hope that the gaps, the time lost in the pit lane isn't going to be too much for DCM to be absolutely bothered. Like if you've seen here the circumstances for this race, this race is very similar to last night's race, where Damashnev is in the same position as DCM, and Damashnev managed to win the split A race by over 2 laps. So DCM might be en route to have just that similar win here in Tsukuba in a similar circumstance with Damashnev.
That's very true, as we see DCM here about to lap another 2 cars. I believe that's
Shakib Reza and Hofumi.
Shakib Reza and Hofumi, who are 9th and 8th place currently. So that's gonna be a very interesting, as we see the DCM there trying to go on the outside, but actually end up slow down as Danilo Goyena closing on to get to DCM. Really 2 to 3 laps now? 3 laps down, I believe. Yeah, that's 3 laps down.
Yeah, and right now DCM has managed to clear Danilo Goyena. Goyena's now 3 laps down. Shakib Reza is the last driver 2 laps down right now, and he's going to be the first driver 3 laps down if he's not careful against DCM's advancements here. And looking into Shazin Reza, the potential battles here between himself and Ed Sky, the gaps have remained constant at around half a second between these 2 drivers. But of course, Shazin Reza, if you know Shazin Reza's mood and mindset coming into this season's Formula Hololive season, he of course has already won the Formula Hololive Japan title. This would mean that Shazin Reza isn't really going to be under pressure to have a repeat championship, because he's already won what needs to be won in Formula Hololive. So why pressure himself to go the extra mile? That's at least that's what he thinks.
Well, if it means that he might get more glory and probably potentially going how should I put it this way? Getting tied up with the championship with Hofumi. Or maybe he might want to push harder.
But right now, he is just trying to chill here. He's like you mentioned, he's already won the 2023 title, so he's not really under pressure to try to defend his title. So he is the reigning champion, of course. This guy getting 3 wins from the last season, and right now Shazin Reza is just happy to be there. Even if it meant replacing a driver who it didn't come in the end. Meanwhile, Ed-Sky is going to clear the lap car of Hyuta Asano, but Asano is going to give Ed-Sky some trouble. That might open the door for Shazin Reza to sneak up on Ed-Sky and give him an opportunity or 2. Meanwhile, Asano is also going to have a battle between himself and Muhammad Cashew.
Muhammad Cashew and Asano, they're fighting very tight as well for Ed-Sky and Shazin. So that's 2 battles in same corner. As we see Shazin Reza going side by side with Ed-Sky at the moment, coming down to the straight, entering turn 12, coming into the straight, coming into the start finish line there. Shazin Reza clears Ed-Sky off thanks to that little fight between Cashew and Asano.
Yes. And right now, it now goes into the favor of Muhammad Shazin Reza. He's already gotten a podium this season for Himamori Luna in the Formula Hololive Japan qualifiers for this season. Shazin Reza, of course, is going to look to get his 2nd here in Tsukuba. Obviously, Shazin Reza has only managed to finish a pretty okay 13th place overall in the Capture the Moment Grand Prix at Fuji. So Shazin Reza has is just gonna try to make sure he just stays up there for Himori Luna. Meanwhile, Yu Cheon has gotten close to So Byung-eun, who is actually caught up into that looks like Jeff Rohan. Meanwhile, there's Maverick UCM currently still leading this race after the other 16 drivers have made at least 3 pit stops. He has had to make 1 pit stop, so DCM currently has this race under control.
Definitely, and as we see, Cheon is closing the gap very hard right now. Never mind, I take that back. That's 0.5 seconds of a gap there. Both coming out from the same country, aka Korea there. This is...
Well, alright. So, right now we are seeing Cheon getting something onto the inside where to attack Byung-eun right now. Meanwhile, Fumi is getting close there to his fellow Gen 0 compatriot Isakaiji Mikolev. Both of them are being very much OGs in their own field. Tokino Soras is Hofumi, already having more than 6 years of Hololive experience. Same goes for Sakura Miko in a sense as well. And you can see here Fumi really tries to get close there onto Mikolev, but right now nothing comes of it for now. Meanwhile, Ed Sky is going to be seeing Mamashita Reza try to clear the lap car of Yuta Asano, and now Shada Reza gets out 1 car ahead of Ed Sky, but Asano is going to give Shada Reza a bit of trouble right now. Shada Reza is still ahead of Asano. You can see it by the radar on the bottom right. Meanwhile, Shada Reza is going to try to hang around the outside.
Still, they're not very clear of Asano there, as Asano gets in front of Mamashita Reza, but as they come into that corner, Shada Reza going to stick on the outside line. That's not very good for him.
But he might try to hang it around the inside coming into turn 5, and now he's going to sneak up onto Muhammad Cashew there. He's going to use both of these cars as a pick for him to cause trouble to Ed Sky and for Shada Reza to defend his 4th place. And will he take over a dive bomb down the inside on Cashew? The answer is going to be no. He's going to hope that his fellow gen mate will try to assist another of his gen mates currently a lap ahead. So right now, Shadreza is still remaining patient on a number 31 car.
And if Shadreza wants to get into the podium places, he definitely needs to hope that Cashew pretty much gets out of the way immediately, because that's 23 seconds of a gap to Cheon, which is on 3rd place at the moment. Very, very big gap, though. Well, for other tracks, this might considerably be a small gap, but let's not forget that's 23 seconds of a gap, which is about half the lap of the Tsukuba Circuit.
And right now, Shadreza, as you see here, has been close to being re-overtaken by Hyota Asano. Asano is going to give Shadreza a bit of trouble after Shadreza gave Asano some troubles. Meanwhile, both of them are going to give each other hell, but it's going to be Shadreza remaining ahead. Meanwhile, we're seeing some switch-up positions there between Jake Goodwin and Jeff Rohan. Jeff Rohan's now up into 11th place, but now before Jake Goodwin fights back on turn 11, and now Goodwin has a very good launch off of the penultimate corner for him to get ahead of Jeff Rohan. He's now up into 11th place.
And definitely gonna try to use that slipstream so that when they come past the start-finish line, getting into turn 1, he might actually have a good launch again. And wow, that might takes the outside line, which is, well, very surprising.
And meanwhile, we're looking at Nakamura currently leading this basically pack of drivers. He's currently around 4 laps down. We got other drivers who are currently 3 laps down. We are seeing a potential side-by-side battle with Byung-eun and Rohan. Byung-eun currently in 2nd place. Jeff Rohan is about to be overtaken by Yu Cheon, currently in 3rd. So the battle for 2nd place is still rife right now between Cheon and Byung-eun, 2 Korean drivers in aero competitions here. You see here Byung-eun tries to clear the lap car of Jake Goodwin. Meanwhile, Cheon is going to try to continue her advancements. This is just like endurance racing.
This is indeed going to be a sort of a form of endurance racing, but Well, I don't know. Maybe just because that most of them are taking these fast, very short stops there. So the only winner that I see for the moment is definitely Ducium, which let's not forget that 2 laps of gap there is still there.
And meanwhile, the Ducium is currently being held up by Hofumi right now. So Byung-eun still has, I believe, 3 cars that he needs to make a pass on. Yes, there's 3 cars that he needs to pass. Daniel Goyena, Momo Shakifreza, and Irene Nakamura for him to properly mount a charge against Maverick Duciem. And of course, Maverick Duciem, though, he still needs to pit again. He still needs to pit, though, in the next 6 laps. So right now, the battle might still be on, but we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, we have Fumi and Mikolev going side by side between each other. Fumi is going to try to get himself into 7th place. But you can see here, there's Maverick Duciem right at the back. So both of these drivers need to be careful so as to not get overtaken by the leader.
But that leader is definitely sticking very close to Hofumi as they come into turn 1 there. There's a very tight man, and that's Duciem on the right rear. Diving on the left side, clears Hofumi immediately. So Hofumi is now definitely 3 laps behind. It's going to make lap almost about to be repeating the history on Hofumi there.
And also, back onto the progress charts here, let's also give a bit of a commendation on Daniel Barger here. Not having a very good start in the first 2 races of this qualifiers phase, and to see him currently at the very least get himself into the top 5 has got to be a refreshing sight to see, especially if you are a Hoshiomi. Oh, and you can see here Duciem now trying to clear again against Daniel Barger. Daniel Barger still going side by side there with Duciem. Duciem still wanted to find some space against Barger. Barger now trying to get into a pass against Rim Olgor, and it's going to be close between the 2. Daniel Barger hanging around the outside under the Dunlop Bridge. Daniel Barger is about to get the pass done on Rim Olgor. Daniel Barger is going to have some clean air at the moment for him to at the very least find a way past Ed Sky.
As we see Maverick here, just gonna use that slipstream given by Daniel Barger there, coming into, I believe that's turn 12 and getting into the start line there. Barger just not really improved Duciem as well, but let's see if Duciem gonna try to make a move. Well, not quite, as we see that gap immediately gets bigger a bit.
And but just want to confirm back.
A good move from Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I mean, well, we have Jeff Rohan and Jake Goodwin battling side by side for position yet again. We have Rohan now down on the inside, Jake Goodwin on the outside. As Goodwin tries to find some space and the grip on that outside line to see if he can get himself a pass onto Rohan. But Rohan manages to do a very good job on staying up in front. So that will be Jeff Rohan currently in 11th place, Goodwin in 12th. And also Maverick Duciem has about 2 laps of field to go.
Duciem with 2 laps of field to go as he's diving into the inside of Daniel Barger there, just as I probably predicted it 1 lap ago, using who was that again? Daniel Barger's slipstream there, overtaking him on turn 1, and he's still trying to fight for that position under the Dunlop Bridge. Surprise enough, Daniel Barger still trying to fight with Duciem, and let's not forget Barger is definitely 2 laps, about to be 3 laps behind Duciem. As they come to the back stretch again, Duciem is definitely gonna use that slipstream to his full extent. Coming past turn 12.
It might work for Duciem, but right now Duciem might think of a move, but he's too far back. And this will be the lap that Maverick Duciem will get into the pits. We'll see if Duciem has to spend a lot of time into the pits. Well, it's going to be likely that Cheong will get her lap back against Duciem if, let's say, Duciem doesn't spend too much time in the pit lane. Here's Cheon already crossing the line with as much clean air as she could have right now. Cheon already has a 2nd place finish to her name back in Sepang, and of course it was dented in Fuji. Her basically momentum for the top spot of the of the qualifiers, But Cheon right now here in Tsukuba is also delivering very well here in this track here in Ibaraki. As we have had a confirmation, Maverick DCM has finally get himself into the pits.
So that's 2 laps of gap. Let's see if Cheon manages to clear off that 2 laps, unlap herself, and potentially overtake DCM for that first place spot.
But DCM has already made his move there, so at the very least there, Yu Cheon will have 1 lap back. So at this point, DCM has a very quick pit stop, and we have had a bit of a confirmation there. Maverick DCM has had enough fuel, I believe. Yeah, he has enough fuel to get into the end of this race. So at the very least, Cheon will have her lap back. But there will be another challenge for her to, at the very least, get DCM back by raw speed.
By raw speed, I don't really think Cheon really has the chance, because let's not forget, she literally just hit it, the last time was around like lap 30 or so. So like, compared to DCM actually could probably still kind of push longer than Cheon on the tires, because Cheon hit it way too early, and DCM only now hitting at lap 58.
Yes, and right now we might be seeing some battles here. We saw the battle there between Rohan and Jake Goodwin. Now we're seeing a battle between Jake Goodwin and Danilo Goyena. Goyena opened up too much space for Goodwin for him to refuse, and now Goodwin is going to sweep around the outside of Goyena for what should be 10th place. But Goyena manages to defend his position very well here. The Okamio driver, now is about to be under pressure against Jeff Rohan once again. Both of them, of course, trading blows between each other for much of this race already, which also mirrors the connection between Tokuyami Toa and Okamio.
That's right, as we see that Jeff, sorry for that starter, and that as we go on board with Young Moon there, 3 seconds to Cheon. Probably due to the lap cars. The one who's right now. Wait, he has clean air. I wonder how come he lost that much time to Cheon then.
Well, he's already he basically cleared the lap car slower than Cheon, so that's why the gap has basically opened up just a bit. And as you can see here, Cheon is also about 0.7 of a second faster than Byung-eun on that last lap anyway. So Cheon, already showing her superiority in this Takanen Lui number 61, is gonna try to find her way at the very least to get herself back on the lead lap and get herself past DCM.
And we are very close to pass the half, almost half of the race there, as we see DCM entering lap 6.
And right now we might be seeing another battle here between Daniel Barger and Ed Sky. Daniel Barger, with this time, we finally get to see what Daniel Barger has to offer in this number 41 Hoshimachi Suisei Formula Hololive car, as Barger has been second best in the first 2 races of the season. Now Daniel Barger is on the precipice of getting his first top 5 of the season, trying to face Ed Sky.
Trying to push very hard with that slipstream there. There's Daniel Barger there coming as they come into the straight start-finish line, entering turn 1. The gap's too big, so yeah, he definitely not have hands. But who knows, maybe if he position his cars quite well for the upcoming corners, he might actually have a chance. But and as we see, he tried to dive on the outside a little bit too early, I believe. Yep, that's too early.
Yeah, and right now Daniel Barger is going to try to find another avenue and basically trying to find another way to get himself past Ed Sky. Ed Sky, of course, is on the form of his life at the moment. He's currently inside the Suyo Cup spot. He's currently in the precipice of getting another top 4 or top 5 for him. But Daniel Barger might actually put an end to that. You can see here, Barger already has a 1/10 of a second faster of a lap than Ed Sky. So let's just hope that Barger can pull a rabbit out of his hat and try to find a way past Ed Sky.
and that gap almost went to 0.3 of a second back there. So Daniel Barber is definitely improving and closing the gap as much as he can.
And Yu Cheon currently being held up by lap cars. That is Sakaji Mikolev and I believe that's Rim Olgor. Both of them in two completely different laps. Cheon is 1 lap down. Mikolev is 2 laps down, and Rim Olgor is 3 laps down.
That's right. That's a lot of lap cars at the moment. Currently, the only not lap car is Lucian himself. So that's very interesting.
And speaking of which, this is where Yu Cheon is at the moment. This is where Maverick DuCM is. So just a bit of a confirmation here. DuCM has, I believe, not been lapped by Maverick DuCM just yet. Again, to go 2 laps down. Same goes for Yu Cheon. So Yu Cheon will at the very least try to find a way past these lap cars for her to at the very least stay her up on top against DuCM and at the very least find a way past him again. But still, looking into the current situation here, DuCM is currently just chilling at the moment.
That's right. That much of a gap, DuCM. That all he really need is just chill. And even if he really needs to push, he definitely can push. Because, well, let's just not forget, he had his pit stop like around lap 57 or so. Whereas the other guys hit it quite early on like lap 30. So like those tires are definitely going to be very, very worn out compared to DuCM's tires.
And just wanted to give a bit of a highlight on some of the... There's not really much to talk about right now other than the fact that the Omar Polka rides since 2022 have not seen a win in any ARO competitions, whether it was Hololive GT3 or Formula Hololive. This is by far the most convincing performance of an Omar Polka driver that I've ever seen before. We've seen drivers like Miguel Castro try to luck here for Omar Polka. We've seen drivers like Tim Eno do the same thing as well. Kento Kai, I believe, also had a chance here. But now Maverick DuCM is the mainline driver for... Sorry, no, it's not Kento Kai, it's Kaminai Riba, who was in the Omar Polka car. 3 drivers came in before Maverick DuCM, and it will probably be Maverick DuCM. It is currently Maverick DuCM who have the best chance yet to get a race win finally for Omar Polka and the Zain.
And as we can see, that's Maverick DuCM. They're about to lap more cars. Well, he's definitely gonna make this more of a
put these cars multiple laps down. But for now, we're going to be seeing Yu Cheon trying to put a stop to that. She's going to try to clear Sakaji Mikolev. And it looks to me that she has the full car length ahead of Mikolev already, but not before Mikolev thinks of fighting back. But Cheon smartly puts her car in a compromising position for basically Mikolev to had to evade. But now Cheon trying to find a way past Rim Olgor. They're now down 3 laps. He's going to go down by 4 laps if he's not careful. But Cheon has at the very least 2 cars between herself and Maverick DuCM right now. And here is So Byung-eun, the 3rd place car, being lapped by Maverick DuCM again. Now So Byung-eun has now been placed 2 laps down to the leader.
And Cheon is very close to DuCM as well. So if Cheon doesn't watch out closely, DuCM might actually left her again, putting almost the whole field and not another lap down. And as we see, basically Mikolev there still hold. Sorry, that's. Wait, who is that again in front of Cheon at the moment?
Rim Olgor in the number 40 Ozora Subaru car currently leads this pack here, and right now, as we've seen, Yu Cheon's going to try to find her way past the car who's currently 3 laps down, and that would be Rim Olgor. Meanwhile, So Byung-eun's gonna put a challenge on Mikolev here, around the outside of, Du Siem goes down the inside of So Byung-eun. So Byung-eun's gonna give some challenge again, basically responding with just that against Du Siem, but Du Siem already is alongside. And as you can see here,
let's not forget, like I mentioned just now, if Du Siem really wants to push, he definitely can push harder than drivers like Chaeyeon and Byung-eun. So yeah, so Byung-eun right now, all he really can do is just position his car rather than turn quite too hard.
And even despite all that, why it might not be over just yet.
Still trying to fight side by side at the moment as they come into turn 3, 4, and 5 there. But Maverick Du Siem past the inside at the moment, but now it's gonna be outside for turn 10. Oh wait, sorry, that's turn 6. Sorry.
Well, and that will be the battle over between the two, and this will mean Maverick Du Siem has officially put So Byung-eun 2 laps down. We've seen real dominating performance here, but this one is less dominating than what Vlasa Demashdev did last night. So Vlasa Demashdev has probably one of the most dominant showings in Formula Hololive just yet. And for now, we have Yu Chaeyeon currently up and at the front here, still trying to find a way past Rim Allgore. As you can see here, Du Siem against Mikolev.
It's gonna be 2 fights on the same corner like a few laps ago there, and that's So Byung-eun. Yeah, So Byung-eun, I think he's slowing down, probably most probably because due to the tire wear.
Yeah, you can see the state of the tires right now. His front rides are absolutely beaten, and looking at his rear rides too.
Yeah, he just knocked out in exiting turn 11 there. So yeah, those tires have definitely pretty much destroyed almost.
Meanwhile, we're looking into another possible battle here between Mikolev and Du Siem. Mikolev now around the outside of Du Siem. Du Siem has to go around the inside, which will be the outside for turn 5. And as you can see, Mikolev still hangs it around, now tries to challenge Yu Chaeyeon himself. And of course, this will also mean that Du Siem has to back off there. All this battle here, if he continues to do like this, that's not going to do his tires any favor, because look at his tires right now.
Those tires are definitely very wear out. The next thing they really need is the tire just said, yep, I'm gonna head out and just put them in a spin.
And right now we might be seeing Chaeyeon still trying to find a way past Allgore, but at the same time Du Siem is waiting in the wings right now. The other battles currently who are planning to be formed here all include Daniel Barger and Ho Fu Mi trying to find a way past Ed Sky. Shadoreza has a pretty good gap between himself and the rest of the field here. He's currently comfortable in 4th place, but any slip up, and this will mean that he was able to steal something. And speaking of stealing something, he has been able to steal something from Mohamed Cashew, who has been causing a bit of trouble against Shazan Reza.
We have Mohamed Cashew here holding up Mohamed Cashew on 14th place, holding up someone in 4th place, and we have Rim Allgore 16th place holding up 2nd place. That's a very interesting hold-up game there.
Anyways, Daniel Barger is still trying to find a way past Ed Sky, and also looking into Du Siem there. He has actually been re-overtaken by So Byung-eun. Actually, So Byung-eun has actually gained a lap back in a sense against Du Siem. But of course, almost going to go down. It's almost going to go in vain. As you can see, So Byung-eun really puts up a fight there, but it's not going to go down to anything. So Byung-eun is now 2 laps down on Du Siem once again.
Yeah, Byung-eun definitely shouldn't be putting up a fight, considering that those tires, if he keeps on fighting with Du Siem, he's just gonna end up ruining his race, and yeah, he might even ruin up his own race and probably get Shazan Reza a chance to get onto the podium. Especially as we see Shazan Reza here with 19 seconds.
Ooh, DCM really
19.5.
attacking a lot there against Zikiseka Mikalev, and of course, DCM knows he's got the pace, but remember, Tsukuba is a very difficult track for you to overtake, so DCM is still gonna try his luck, but of course the chances are going to be very limited and odds are probably against him in this battle. But in the grand scheme of things, he's leading this race since the early stages of the race, so he should still be slightly happy about this. But he still needs to be careful though, because if he crashes out, then the race suddenly becomes wide open.
Dive into the inside of, I believe that's Isekai Mikalev left there. Finally lapping that Isekai Mikalev there, and he's definitely gonna try to lap Kaon, which is directly in front of him.
Anyways, we are speaking of which, right now we have DCM still looking to already have passed the lap car of Mikalev, and now his eyes are now set on Yu Cheon to place Cheon 2 laps down. Cheon is already a lap down on DCM right now, so let's see where this battle takes us to.
There's still a slipstream terrain there, as you see the dome passing that's turn 12, I believe. Yep, coming into the turn 1 and turn 2. And I'm actually still surprised how Rim Elgor manages to hold K on that long, considering that Elgor is like 3, probably 4 laps behind.
And looking into some of the other potential battles here right now, as DCM tries to get himself Cheon a lap down, one more lap down. Kiswara Leo looking for a battle against Jeff Rohan. Jack Goodwin looking for a battle against Danilo Goyena. Fumi and Barger and Ed Sky on the scrap for 5th place too. So this is gonna get a bit interesting here.
And as we see, Soga 1's gap is getting bigger and bigger now. Definitely due to the speed where he was doing, and that's Shazam Reza already 16 seconds closing in. So Byung-un really needs to nurse those tires home, or else he's definitely going to be overtaken by Shazam Reza soon, even though Shazam Reza have that one
car in front, and that is Mohamed Cashew currently in front of Mohamed Reza, and that is gonna still cause him a bit of issues here. Shazam Reza still gonna try to find a way past the Tsunamaki Watami driver. It's been a pretty okay race here in Tsukuba after the chaotic race that we've seen in the Split A race. Midnight is fast approaching here in the track right now, and as you can see here, just wanted to get on a bit of a free cam right here. This is what the night sky looks like at the moment as the cars barrel down on the racetrack. But well, let's not get ourselves carried away, because So Byung-un is still looking for something against Yu Cheon and Maverick DCM. Now these are basically the top 3 drivers, but Maverick DCM is on a whole different level here after 18th strategy once again. And now DCM is going to try to find a way past Yu Cheon, and if he can shuffle Cheon in the worst possible moment, then So Byung-un is going to probably use that to steal 2nd place.
That is right, and as we can see, Byung-un's lap time now also improving slightly to be able to close up the gap. As we can see, that's 0.7 seconds to Cheon already. So I think DCM, yep, that's very, very close there. DCM going very wide, and Byung-un is trying to take the outside currently at the moment.
And So Byung-un manages to repass DCM. Now DCM is now going to see Cheon gain a lap back, and that might cause a bit of trouble there for DCM if he's not careful.
Yeah, well, I don't really think that Cheon will manage to gain that 1 lap, considering that DCM is literally running.
Meanwhile, Yu Cheon is going to clear Rim Olgor finally. Apologies for the background audio, by the way. As Yu Cheon finally has some clean air, she might try to find something in this race. The next car in front is of course Hofumi in 7th place. So that's a huge amount of space that Yu Cheon has at the moment. And if UCM is still being held up, Cheon is going to use this clean air to her massive advantage.
That's right, especially considering now UCM has to deal with Evelyn Elgor. And let's not forget, Cheon was stuck behind Elgor for like what, 20 laps? So let's just see if Lucian manages to clear off Elgor as fast as he can, or else Cheon is definitely gonna use that time to try to unlap herself.
And then probably tried her best to get a battle for the race lead against Maverick Luciem. That will be one of the greatest comebacks in aero history if we are able to see this. And as it stands right now, Luciem is still being held up by Rim Olgor right now. Rim Olgor, of course, currently down in 16th place. 3 laps down, about to be 4 laps down if he gets to be overtaken by Luciem. And right now, Cheon is currently right over here. She's gonna set a possible lap time of a 46, and it will be the case for her. Cheon 46.295. Mikolev and Shakareza trade close between each other. Shakareza now is up into 8th place. Remember, Luciem 48.178, 2 seconds slower than Yu Cheon.
And clears off Rim Elgor there, so now Luciem, especially with that much more grip compared to Cheon there, Luciem is definitely going to try to catch up Cheon there and probably lap her. So.
And we have the Peko Miko battle going on here. It's going to go to the advantage of Isakaji Mikolev, and now Jake Goodwin's going to get into the mix. Jake Goodwin goes around the outside of turn 11 against Danilo Goyena, car number 11, and now Jake Goodwin's going to try to find a way past Isakaji Mikolev, but not before Goyena also has a good run on that final corner to try to attack Mikolev here, but Mikolev closes the door.
There he is. Goyena remains 10th place, but they Goodwin gonna dive on the inside. They coming into turn there. Currently, that's full car length in front of Goyena. 10th place for Goodwin.
And meanwhile, Ed Sky and Daniel Barger finally added side by side. Daniel Barger now puts Ed Sky's miseries down to bed. Daniel Barger is now up into 5th place.
And Stefan wins out on 12 seconds to Byung-un. So a little bit closer now, but let's just see how things goes as we see Byung-un stuck behind Elgor now. Byung-un is definitely suffering a lot as we see the gap from 3 seconds of 5 laps ago now all the way to 7 seconds there. Very, very big gap there.
By the way, Maverick Luciem has already cleared Rim Olgor here. Maverick Luciem is now free to catch Yu Cheon. Cheon has a lot of clean air, but at the same time, Luciem has a lot of clean air as well. Cheon, at this point, is racing to make sure she doesn't go 2 laps down. Luciem is racing Cheon to make sure he puts Yu Cheon 2 laps down. There's a conflict of interest between the leading 2 drivers on 2 different laps, and right now, while this battle is brewing up, we might also want to pay attention on Daniel Barger's is closing the advancement on Muhammad Shazin Reza.
There's 0.3 seconds there as they go into turn 10 there. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of lag myself there. And oh, there's a little bit of fight behind there. I believe that's Goyena trying to fight Mikolev, I think?
No, it's Daniel Barger and Hofumi and Ed Sky in a battle for 5th place. Ed Sky's pace is falling off right now, and now he's going to be under pressure against Hofumi. Hofumi and Daniel Barger hoping to have a very good result tonight in order for them to get themselves back on track into the CEO Cup. Meanwhile, Mikolev and Goyena going side by side once again, and Jake Goodwin continues to find something against Goyena. Goyena's going to find something against Mikolev. Let's see how it goes.
He's on the outside as Goyena comes back into the slipstream train. Good move for Goyena at the moment. Let's see if Jake Goodwin manages to put a dive on the inside as they come into turn 1. Is it going to be close? Not quite at the moment.
Anyways, just wanted to check back on the current situation here. Daniel Barker's now going side by side there with, that looks to me, Ed Sky. No, that's Yuyuta Asano. So the Akusui side, basically battling each other. Shadowed Reza has to be careful against the possible advancements of Daniel Barger. Daniel Barger are showing absolute amazing race pace here in the Tsukuba Super Pre split B race, and now Shadowed Reza is still trying to find a way past Mohamed Cashew. So it's in order to basically cause some troubles for Daniel Barger.
And also Cheon is also pulling the gap further and further. Well, probably just because Byung-won has worn out all of his tires and now stuck completely behind of Elgor. As you see, Byung-won from 7 seconds about 2 laps ago to 13 seconds. That is a lot of time lost there.
And also, take a look on everyone's tires here. Their tires are absolutely shot. Look at the front rights of these cars, look at the rear rights of these cars, and the rear lefts.
That's right, but currently the only one who has totally the most decent tire compared to everyone, that's Lucian with 45.63. And as I mentioned before, due to that very almost close to the middle of the race pit stop there, he's definitely going to have a better tire compared to anyone. So right now Chaeyeon's definitely going to pray hard that her tires are keeping up, and as we see that gap is getting closer and closer from Lucian there. As they come back from the straight there, exiting turn 11.
And it went also at the same time. Daniel Barger against Shadowed Reza. The battle might just be brewed. Shadowed Reza slipping and sliding from all that tire wear. Daniel Barger is going to try to get himself up against Shadowed Reza. He's going to go for his best result in Formula Hololive Japan this season, and to completely turn the season around for the Hoshiomis. As we've seen here in the race previews, Barger is outside of the CEO Cup spot as it stands, but if he can have a good result here in Tsukuba, he will definitely turn this fate around. And as you can see here, Barger now getting close to Mohamed Shadowed Reza. Will it be enough for Barger? The answer is going to be no. And at the same time, look at Hyuta Asano looking to try to cause trouble.
Hyuta Asano, 15th place, probably already 4 laps behind. Still trying to get a lot of, still trying to give a lot of the mid-pack drivers a big problem there.
And just to confirm to you, Olgo and Nakamura on a silver spoon scrap between each other. Both of them 16 and 17. They're the only drivers who have gone 4 laps down to Maverick Duciem. Meanwhile, here's Maverick Duciem. Here's Yu Cheon.
Very close gap indeed. And also we're confirming that no one will be pitting indeed.
No one will be pitting again. This will be all the pit stop they will be doing right now. Meanwhile, Fumi is getting close to Ed Sky. Sky is still kind of close to Daniel Barger. Barger looking to find a way past Mohamed Shadowed Reza, but of course Barger is being pressured by Asano, and Barger is going to still trying to do his best to defend against Asano coming into turn 11, and now it looks to me that Barger manages to do just that. Shadowed Reza is still stuck behind Mohamed Cashew. Cashew has not been cooperating with Shadowed Reza throughout.
Very tight racing there, and as you can see, the gap are actually getting smaller and smaller. It's now 0.3 seconds of gap. And if he's gonna try to drive on the inside, possibly no, he goes for the outside.
But that's not going to work because Daniel Barger is already coming on to attack Shadowed Reza. He might give up a dive bomb down the inside, but nothing comes of it for now. Daniel Barger looks for some space, and there it goes. Mohamed Shadowed Reza manages to defend for now.
Now both of these drivers are definitely gonna fight very hard to compared to each other because, well, they have almost the same tire wear. So it's either Shadron fails to defend or Barger manages to attack. Is now probably what we're gonna see. And as we can see, Byung-won 18 seconds to Cheon. Wow, Rim Elgor really bringing a lot of trouble to Byung-won.
Well, if you look into the current situations here, Byung-won is still stuck behind traffic. Meanwhile, Hofumi and Sky in a battle between each other.
And that's a big puff of smoke there. Looks like someone locked up there. Goes on the
as
outside
Hofumi
line.
tries to get around the inside on that Dunlop bridge and now coming into turn 11. Nothing comes of it for now.
Is he gonna make a dive? Not really, not. Well, he's close, but he's not enough to make a dive. But he's now gonna use that slipstream as they come into turn 12. Flat out, he's closing. Is he gonna make a dive as they head to turn 1 now? No, he does not. He does not dive.
And looking at the other drivers here, just wanted to check on the other situations that might be unfolding. Right now, Mikolev still hangs around behind Shakibreza in 8th place. After starting on pole position, losing 7 positions like that, that's got to be kind of a gut punch for Shakibreza.
And let's not forget, it's not just 7 positions that he lost. He also probably been lapped multiple. Or wait, he's 3 laps behind, so that's very mega punch being thrown to his face there.
And in the gut too. And speaking of gut punches, the gap just keeps on increasing for So Byung-eun. Now 20 seconds behind Yu Chae-yeon as he's still stuck behind Rim Olgor. Speaking of Maverick Dusiem is still trying his best to catch it to Yu Chae-yeon right now, but their lap times almost match.
Yep, and I definitely see that coming let's not forget, Chae-yeon has clean air. Dusiem, even though the gap is closing, Dusiem also has clean air. So both are definitely going to try to push as hard as they can. But if anything, Dusiem has definitely better tires compared to Chae-yeon. So in the final few laps, I believe we might actually see Dusiem manages to overtake Chae-yeon unless Chae-yeon defends very fiercely.
Anyways, 26 laps to go here in the Tsukuba Super Series Split B race, and Maverick Dusiem has been in complete control so far. And speaking of which, Chae-yeon is actually 10th of a second faster than Maverick Dusiem, so Chae-yeon will probably at the very least still be a lap down, and just be a lap down to Maverick Dusiem. A win all but guaranteed for Dusiem, as Dusiem still needs to do 25 more laps here in Tsukuba for it to happen. So Dusiem having a very good race so far, looking for Omar Polkas' first win in ARO competitions. It couldn't come in a better circumstance than this.
Let's also not forget, Chae-yeon is also about to lap a few cars. She might even use those train of cars to her own advantage and make it a slipstream train, just like a few 10 to 20 laps ago. As we see now, that's Chae-yeon about to lap Hofumi there.
And looking at Chae-yeon there, Chae-yeon is actually, getting close there to Hofumi there and to the rest of the pack here. And that might actually cause some troubles there for Chae-yeon because Maverick Dusiem is already waiting in the wings.
And Byung-eun there definitely 23 seconds behind of Chae-yeon now for Byung-eun. And there's also Shazin Reza, 20 seconds to Byung-eun, man. That's, oh my gosh, you're still in front of Shazin Reza, right?
Well,
yes, it is.
Yes, but right now Shazin Reza is still stuck behind Mama Cashew. That's not going to do any favors for him if he wants to challenge himself into the podium positions. And speaking of which, right now we are seeing some side-by-side battles between Asano and Daniel Barger once again, as Barger is still trying to keep his ambitions of a 4th place finish alive and for him to further get himself up into the CO Cup. But for now, it's going to be Daniel Barger being in 5th place for now, as we're about to complete 100 laps here in Tsukuba. Maverick Dusiem has finally caught up there to Yu Chae-yeon.
That's right, I was gonna say Chae-yeon works so hard, but in the end, oh wait, actually Chae-yeon unlapped herself, I think. Oh yeah, they're fighting very, very close, I believe.
That is Hofumi and Ed Sky.
Well. Hofumi and Ed Sky fighting, while Dusiem waiting patiently behind Yu Chae-yeon there, I believe. And there's a very big dive by Ed Sky there just now, but Hofumi's gonna dive back. There's side-by-side action directly in front of Chae-yeon.
And DCM is ready to pounce. He actually has a nose in against Cheon. He might just have the grip at the final corner. If he so chooses. Meanwhile, this guy might try to find a way past Yuta Asano. Meanwhile, Cheon has to be very wary about DCM's advancements. Meanwhile, Fumi down the inside against Sky. Once again, someone went off there, and I believe that is Daniel Barger against Yuta Asano. Sky now overtaking Hofumi once again, trading blows between each other as usual. The driver just went off there, and right now it's going to be quite the battle here throughout this final 20 laps.
Final 20 laps indeed, and I believe that that's mainly due to the tire wear, as let's just not forget, just now I mentioned before, they hit in lap 30, so right now their tires are at least, say, 100 laps old or so.
Well, 70 laps old right now, and now you can see here, Yu Cheon now puts the issue of Sky down to bed, and as you can see here, there's Cheon trying to clear herself against her fellow Hololive teammate. Cheon around the outside, possibly against Sky, and DCM might think of something, but nothing comes of it for now. DCM trying to find a way past Yu Cheon, Cheon trying to find a way past Sky, and also at the same time Sky trying to find a way past Hofumi right here, and Fumi trying to find a way past Yuta Asano, Barger, and Shadri Reza and all that stuff. Shadri Reza is still frustrated that he's still stuck behind Mohamed Cashew, currently down in 14th place.
And that's Cheon still 1/10 of a second faster than DCM there. But wow, that's a very big fight. That's Hofumi, right?
And it's Daniel Barger down the inside. Mohamed Shadri Reza for 4th place. But Shadri Reza is going to try to defend out the inside here. And coming into the Dunlop Bridge. And you can see here Shadri Reza managing to stay around the outside against Barger. But that might not be enough. Shadri Reza might go for a last gas dive bomb against Barger. Shadri Reza and Daniel Barger side by side. The two drivers showcasing great amounts of skills here on the racetrack. Shadri Reza and in space against Barger. Barger gets shuffled off on the outside of turn 12. Shadri Reza trying to get a good exit off of turn 12. They're still side by side coming into turn 1. Shadri Reza is going to try to overtake Mohamed Cashew and use Mohamed Cashew as a pick as a blockade against Barger. But will Shadri Reza stick the pass through? And the answer is going to be no. And Daniel Barger gets spun out! Daniel Barger gets spun out by the lap car of Yuta Asano, and Daniel Barger tries his best to continue, and he does manage to continue, but it's what could have been for Daniel Barger. What could have been a P4 is now dropped down, has now got him dropped down to P7.
Very, very last minute crash there. Luckily no one DNF, but pretty much expected. As mentioned just now, these guys have 70 plus laps of tire age there, so not surprising that they're gonna start slipping around and spinning around. What's the current condition with Cheon and DCM, by the way? Is Cheon 2 laps down?
Cheon is still a lap down to Maverick DCM. DCM has still yet to make the pass on Yu Cheon right now. DCM currently unable to get the pass nailed down. For Cheon, she at the very least can still match her best result in her best result in Formula Hololive. And looking for her first win in Formula Hololive, that's gonna have to wait for another day.
And that is actually quite surprising, considering that Cheon and DCM were during that crash by Daniel Barger there. I saw a little bit small glimpse that DCM and Cheon were actually side by side. So I was actually quite surprised that DCM didn't use that chance to try to overtake. But that definitely shows their sportsmanship. Considering they see a crash happening, they just try not to continue the fight there, I believe.
And right now, Cheon is at the very least looking for some space against the lap car of Yuta Asano. Asano, of course, in his Formula Hololive debut, not having the electrifying debut that Hoshizono Ryo had, which is basically his fellow compatriot. Asano now going down the inside, possibly again, trying to look into defending against Cheon. Of course, Cheon wants to try at the very least protect her pride and only still go one lap down against Dusiem. Dusiem wants to put everyone 2 laps down, just like what Blazan Damashev did. But here is Cheon around the outside of Asano, and that will give her some reprieve, some breathing space for her to still stay at least a lap down on Dusiem.
And that's about 15 laps to go before the what's the race name?
The Tsukuba Super Prix.
Oh, that's the Tsukuba Super Prix. Never mind, that's 14 laps to go. And Byung-won is now 15 seconds. He's definitely closing in the gap, probably thanks to the Daniel Barber crash there. And then Shaz and Reds are going very wide, trying to clear off that's Mama Cashew, I believe?
Yes, as Mama Cashew is still in front, already stuck behind him for over half this race already. You can feel that the struggle that and the amount of impatience that Shadowreza might see some build up in, so that might not be very good for him come the end.
Yes, indeed, but to be really honest, they can't really do much, because like if you're gonna push, you're gonna either start losing even more tire wear and probably do a barger just spinning over there. And as we see there, that's the side-by-side fight there.
And meanwhile, Dusiem has been overtaken by Hyuta Asano. Just wanted to remind you that. So Dusiem, well, he's absolutely not pushing into the limit because he knows he's got a lead to protect. Meanwhile, as we're seeing here, potential battle that we might want to talk about, Daniel Barger might actually think of a comeback move to get himself at the very least 6th and 5th. That the positions that he have lost after he got tagged. Talk about not having a good break for this ride.
And I don't really think he really has a chance now, considering that's about 13 laps to go. With that, especially after that spin, those tires are definitely gonna be more demolished, and that's a lot of smoke there. Probably someone locking up again.
Meanwhile, that's Hofumi and Ed Sky. If they're battling each other again, that will open the door for Barker to at least get himself back in position.
Yes, indeed. And that's so Byung-won 14 seconds Cheon. Looks like Byung-won is definitely having clean air at the moment and trying to push as hard as he can to probably catch up Cheon, or probably even unlet himself and overtake Dusiem.
And here we have Isekai Jimeko still trying to attack Momo Shakireza further back down on the grid here. Meanwhile, we have also Goyena, Goodwin, Rohan, and Leo also hot on the heels against Shakireza. They could have a place right at the end if they are not careful. Meanwhile, looking at Cashew, Asano, Olgo, and all that stuff, all of those drivers, they are still where they are at the moment. Meanwhile, Nakamura just hasn't been cooking as of late. You just don't know when what she's capable of in any given race. Sometimes she'll be putting up good performances. Sometimes she'll put up duds like this, which is interesting to note.
Yes, indeed. If it wasn't for that very early lap 3 pit stop, I believe she might be in the mid. But well, that lap 3 pit stop already pulled out. She's now definitely very behind.
And now we also get to mention about Daniel Barger. After having that spin the previous few laps, Daniel Barger is now back in it with 10 laps to go. This could be interesting.
10 laps to go, and that's already 1 second gap to Hofumi. Very close now. That gap is getting closer and closer, especially the train is directly in front of him. He's definitely going to be able to use that slipstream and probably try to make an overtake on turn 1, but currently I don't think so, because that's a 1 second gap now.
And yes, And also we are officially 10 laps to go before the race concludes here in Tsukuba. The Tsukuba Super Free Split B race is about to see its conclusion. At Sky now still looking to find something against Yu Cheon currently right here. Oh, sorry, no, that's Maverick DuCM. Yeah, that's Maverick DuCM. Yu Cheon is still ahead here. Yotasana will be the guard for Yu Cheon. Yu Cheon is going to aim against Mamashad and Reza, maybe to put him a lap down against Cheon. Mashad and Reza is still holding on to where he is at the moment. But looking into Daniel Barker, this is where he is at the moment. 9 laps to go here in Tsukuba. It's not over yet.
And that's already 0.4 seconds. The gap is getting closer and closer. That's the effect you get for that slipstream train there as they come into the turn 5 and turn 6 there. Keeping it on the inside and we move to the outside again as we go past down the Dunlop Bridge. That's going to be turn 7 and 8. As they head for turn 10 now, he's going to get closer. Not really. Oh wait, he is going to get closer by 0.5 seconds there.
And speaking of speaking of the other drivers here, just wanted to check on potential battle that might be forming here. But unfortunately, between Shakev Reza, Mikolev, and Goyena, the gas are still stuck at half a second each. Goodwin have dropped back against Goyena. Rohan and Leo currently 12th and 13th as well. Meanwhile, we are already at 8 laps to go, and so right now DuCM having complete control of this race at the moment. Cheon still hanging around in second place. Byung In still stuck behind Rim Olgor. Sadreza still stuck behind Mohamed Cashew. So a bit of a headache here. Meanwhile, Daniel Barger might still have something left against himself and Hopeful Me and Ed Sky.
0.5 seconds to Hopeful Me for Daniel Barger, but Hopeful Me has 0.3 seconds to Ed Sky, so that's going to be a 3-car fight. Barger might potentially fight back to 5th place if he plays it perfectly. And I think to make a little bit of recall, DuCM was on the mid when he started the race, but thanks to a lot of drivers hitting very early and in short stints, DuCM with that half race length of a fuel tank managed to lead from that onwards, from about lap 20 onwards, all the way until now, and almost ending the race.
And looking into Daniel Barger, right now all bets are off between these three on who gets 5th place. And right now Barger is looking to find something against Fumi. It's going like as we've seen in Split A, any crash happening in the middle of the pack can cause a chain reaction to the rest of the train. And right now Barger is hoping something might happen, as there might be some lockups after the tires just basically say I've had enough because there's no grip left on these tires. So Barger is going to at the very least try to get himself in position to at least sneak up something against Hofumi. But for now, all he can do is get close. And as you can see here, he misplaced his car, and that's not going to be good for him.
And that's almost 5 laps to go until race ends. DuCM there with a very commanding lead, but that's all thanks to a very good strategy. A strategy that lucky with a little bit of luck, because let's be honest, if those guys didn't start with a very early stint to so-called clear the dirty air, DuCM might not even be where he is now, with almost putting everyone 2 to 3 laps behind, except for Yu Cheon, who manages to stay out.
Also, just take a look at the Maverick DuCM though. His pace has absolutely fallen off there. He was on the precipice of challenging Yu Cheon to put her 2 laps down, but now DuCM has dropped his pace to a good amount, to the point where he's now been about to be overtaken by Ed Sky. And now look at Hofumi trying to get into the mix.
Well, that's really not much of a big problem for DuCM, because let's not forget, DuCM has pretty much left everyone on the grid. DuCM has probably put everyone 2 laps behind except for Cheon, and since Cheon is 1 lap behind, DuCM pretty all Ducey really needs to have is just chill, not be in any sort of crash, and he'll probably just bring this home and win.
And speaking of which, looking into Asano, who's just chilling here as usual. Bugger, Fumi, and Sky's gaps are still pretty much open here. 4 laps to go in the Tsukuba Super Prix here. We might be seeing another side-by-side battle between Hirota Asano and Maverick DCM, both of them in completely different laps, so positions will not change as it stands. Meanwhile, Sky and Fumi and Daniel Barger getting very close there. There might be a last lap pass somewhere, but we're not going to be too hopeful about it.
Yeah, and even if that pass happens, I don't think that's gonna be possible, considering that's almost about 2 laps to go for race ends. And yeah, we can see that train of slipstream there. Not much of an action there, even though everyone is like half a second or 1 second of the gap there.
And looking into the current situation, there might be another side-by-side battle here between DCM and Hirota Asano, despite not being only grabbing a single point from Natako this round. Asano at the very least is showcasing his race skills by trying to fend off against other drivers here. And as you can see, Asano managing to fend off against the likes of DCM, that at the very least is a good showing from at the very least a rookie. And yeah, looking into the final lap who is about to start, Maverick DCM has been flawless. I think when it's all said and done right now, he is Sean.
Goes deep down from the inside of I believe that's what was that again, sorry?
That's DCM against Asano.
Yeah, DCM against Asano. They're going over DCM overtaking Asano right now, and a very good strategy call and a very good race pace there. Manages to put him in the lead as
it stands right now. And as for Maverick DCM representing Omar Polka, the wait will be finally over for Omar Polka and the Zain as he finally crosses the line here in Tsukuba Circuit. Maverick DCM wins the Tsukuba Super Prix Split B race. And then finally, the drought ends for all of the Zains watching. Omar Polka could enjoy this race. The circus show has finally showed to itself that it can be a serious affair as well. And meanwhile, we have Yu Cheon confirming her spot to still stay a lap down and not go 2 laps down like So Byung and the rest of the field at least. And looking into the rest of the results here, So Byung-eun will get his 3rd place. Sadar will get 4th, Sky 5th, Fumi 6th, Barger 7th, Shakir Reza 8th, Mikolev 9th, Goyena 8th, Goodwin 11th, Rohan 12th, Leo 13th, Gash is going to be set for 14th, Asano 15th, he will be the last driver to score points. Allgore 16th, and Nakamura also in 17th, but these 2 drivers will not score points. So anyways, Maverick DCM gets his first Formula Hololive win and his first win for aero competitions, and also Omar Polka's first win in aero competitions and Formula Hololive. Yu Jae-yeon, So Byung-eun make it 2 and 3 for Flair, for Louis and Flair respectively. Shadreza 4th, at Sky 5th, Fumi 6th, Daniel Barger 7th. Therefore, Daniel Barger, that will be a very good race for him to at the very least get closer to the Studio Cup if he's not already in the Studio. Isagai Shakir Reza 8th, Isagai Mikolev 9th, Danilo Goyena 10th. Goodwin 11th, Rohan 12th, Kizar Leo 13th, Kashio 14th, and Hirota Asano in his Formula Hololive debut finishes 15th and looking to score at least 1 point. Rim Olga and Ari Nakamura will end up with 0 points on the board. And so, Sean, that's a very nice race here to take note. I want to hear your thoughts about it.
Well, let's just put it this way. Ducey definitely pulled a very good strategy call, and he definitely benefited. And very good race considering, even though there's that last lap of the race. And let's just say that the race is with the
Sorry about that. Yeah, that's a nice start there from HP. Apologies if there is a bit of a situation here. So yeah, that's a nice race here in Tsukuba in Split B. So anyways, let's try to get on to the replay and see what's happened to Daniel Barger there, especially on lap 100. So let's just see what's happened to Barger here when he had his partial spin. I'm not sure when that has actually happened. This is what happened. It's on lap 102. So let's see what happened to Daniel Barger. Just wanted to get this thing on.
And that's Daniel Barger there, trying to put up a fight, a little bit slow on that corner. Goes too wide and gets pushed by, I believe that's Asano, I think.
Yes, it's Hyuta Asano that basically spun out Daniel Barger. Has gone on to another angle here.
Yeah, just pulls on the rear right tire there. Very unlucky for him.
Meanwhile, let's go on into Hyuta Asano's on board. Let's just see how it goes. Asano peeks into the inside of Daniel Barger, and yeah, that's just interesting.
Yeah, I believe it's mainly just both of the drivers not having enough grip and then just understeers too hard. Especially we see Daniel Barger already going on the outside, but then
well, at the very least,
Asano
Barger
there.
is, yes, at least, at the very least, Daniel Barger is able to get himself back on into the race. That's at the very least something positive to note for Daniel Barger. Now, this race has been pretty interesting from start to finish, even though there's less racing action to know. But then again, this is Tsukuba Circuit with the track being very, very tight and all. So with that being said, let's see if we can load the championship standings after 3 rounds of Formula Hololive Japan qualifiers for Split B. And as you can see here, the reading can get very, very interesting here because actually, despite all of this, we can confirm to you at this one thing, Yu Cheon has the lead in the Formula Hololive Japan Split B qualifier standings. You can see here, Cheon sits at 351. Shadri Reza with his 4th place finish gets himself into 2nd in the Split B standings with Maverick DCM only 2 points behind Shadri Reza after he got his win. Sky and Rim Olgor round out the top 5 in the Split B standings. Daniel Goyena, Isaka Jimekala 6 and 7. Goodwin Sobyong-eun and Ari Nakamura running out top 10. Daniel Barger, unfortunately, it's not going to be enough for him, apparently, but we saw him finish 7th. Just wanted to get into intermission again just to check where the results is, and unfortunately, yes, they did record Barger getting that 7th place. So we are looking into the standings here. Barger managing to get some points back, at the very least is able to get himself closer to the Suyo Cup by about 70 points. Around 60 points, so that's still not lost for him to at the very least get himself back at Suzuka for the Mia Super Prix. So there's Jeff Rohan, Kizaru Leo, Hofumi, Daniel Barger, Muhammad Cashew, Mohammad Shakir Reza, and Hyuta Asano. As we get Shakir Reza, he finally gets to score points after 3 rounds. Well, that is a bit positive for them. But then again, here are the 10 drivers who will be in the Suyo who are currently in the Suyo Cup spots, and here are the remaining 7 drivers who are set to only be good enough for the Zako. And with that being said, we're going to end this stream right here. We hope everyone here has enjoyed the Tsukuba Super Prix here on the Adak-RMS channel. 3 rounds are done in Formula Hololive Japan. We'll see you next time for more racing action in the Mia Super Prix next month. I'm Omar Reza in the commentary booth, and alongside me is Sean Go in the booth. And we'll see you next time for more Formula Hololive action.
Alright, see you guys, everyone.